Most guitars bought in America right now are bought on a name, not on what a store does, on what it used to do, or what someone told you it did. You look it up, the name has been around for decades, the reviews call it reliable, and you trust it without setting foot there. The name does all the work. The store behind it doesn't have to. Here's what they don't tell you. The name is the bait. The store you're looking at is not the store that earned it. One company owns the domain, controls the description, and feeds the review ecosystem that told you to trust it. They know you have nowhere obvious to go. They count on the name doing the work, so the experience doesn't have to. We're not building to the worst. We're starting there, then handing you 5 stores where someone who actually plays answers the phone. Instruments have been set up by someone who knows what that means, and nobody sends you a guitar that doesn't match its listing, and then waits to see if you bother fighting for your money back. The first name on this list closed every physical store it ever owned, and it's still taking your money. Number 5, Sam Ash. Sam Ash is gone, not declining, not struggling, gone. In 2024, the company that built 100 years of music retail history closed every single physical location. The family that founded it, that staffed it with players, that made it one of the most trusted names in American music retail, is no longer running it. What remains is a website. The name, the reputation the Ash family spent a century building. A buyer in 2026 searching for a trusted guitar retailer will find Sam Ash in the results. They'll see the history going back to 1924. They'll trust it. They won't know, unless they look specifically, that there are no stores, no staff, no family. What they are buying from is an online operation running on goodwill that belongs to people who are no longer connected to it. The most persuasive thing about Sam Ash right now is a history it cannot back up. When the name is doing all the work and nothing is behind it, the name has already told you what it thinks of your trust. If you search for Sam Ash, search for what it is now. Those are different things. What's coming next still has the stores. The stores are the problem. Number 4, Pro Audio Star. Pro Audio Star operates out of Brooklyn and presents as a source for discounted instruments and open box gear at prices the big chains can't match. The prices are sometimes real, the descriptions are not always. The pattern across BBB complaints is documented enough to be a business practice rather than bad luck. Instruments listed as new arrive damaged. Buyers who ask for a partial refund to cover repairs get told the item was listed at a discount and the damage is not their problem. One buyer ordered a bass guitar listed as brand new for $661. It arrived with damage in 2 places, requiring $275 in repairs. Pro Audio Star refused the partial refund, claimed a discount had been offered, and disputed the complaint. Reverb confirmed the buyer's account. The listing said new. The guitar said otherwise. The store said that's not our problem. When the fastest road to honest information about what you're buying runs through a platform dispute and a BBB complaint, the store has already told you what it thinks of your time. If you buy here, photograph everything before you open it fully. The condition language in the listing will not protect you. Only documentation will. The next shop uses your loyalty as a pricing mechanism. Number 3, zZounds. zZounds built its reputation on no-interest payment plans, and that reputation is earned. The payment plan works. What does not consistently work is the used and open box inventory. The pattern across reviews is specific. Manufacturer refurbished items arrive with defects the description didn't mention. A buyer who receives a defective item and calls within hours gets told it's a warranty matter between them and the manufacturer. A buyer who receives the wrong guitar twice on a purchase over $1,000 gets offered a gift certificate. A buyer who returns an item in the original packaging gets charged a restocking fee anyway. Loyal customers who build up years of payment history report having their credit limits cut without explanation, new orders canceled without reason. That is the specific betrayal of a business relationship built on demonstrated trust. Loyalty is supposed to earn you something. At zZounds, it paints a target on your account. If you buy here, stick to new items from major manufacturers. The payment plan is real. The used inventory grading is not reliable. Number 2, Musician's Friend. Musician's Friend is Guitar Center. Same ownership, same parent company, same inventory system, same warehouses. 2 names exist to capture 2 different buyers. The buyer who knows Guitar Center and wants to try somewhere different, and the buyer who actively researched and chose to avoid the chain. The second name catches the customer who is trying to make a more careful choice. The failure is condition disclosure. Guitars described as demo model excellent arrive with buckle rash and finish cracks. Returns require a shipping label, repacking, a drive to a drop-off point, and 2 weeks of waiting for a refund that arrives without acknowledgement that anything was described wrong. One buyer received a completely different instrument than he ordered. Wrong brand, wrong model. He called within 5 minutes. What followed was hours with multiple agents who said they needed to investigate before they could do anything. He could not get a prepaid return label. He was moving. When the store that sent you the wrong guitar won't take it back until they finish investigating whether they sent you the wrong guitar, the store has already told you what it thinks of your problem. If you buy here, you are buying from Guitar Center. Treat it that way. Number 1. Guitar Center. Guitar Center is the largest music retailer in the country. It did not get there by being the best. It got there by being everywhere. Over 300 locations, the store your parents knew, and the store you can find in almost any major market. Here is what is behind it. Guitar Center is owned by Aries Management Corporation and a consortium including the Carlyle Group. Aries is not a music company. Aries manages over $400 billion in assets across credit, real estate, and private equity. They took control of Guitar Center through a debt-for-equity swap in 2014. The company filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 2020. The restructuring reduced $800 million in debt and brought in new capital from the Carlyle Group and Brigade Capital Management. What the restructuring did not restore, and was not financially required to restore, was the operational standard a music store needs to function as a music store. The incentive is throughput, not playability. Guitars hang on the wall that have never been properly intonated, action that would send any experienced player straight back to the counter. The used department prices inventory against a national database, the same number regardless of condition. An instrument with worn frets and a repaired headstock crack carries the price of a clean example because the system does not ask the floor staff to look that closely. The floor staff are not paid to know, they are paid to process. One buyer ordered a guitar marked as new. It arrived already opened, with stickers on it reading spare and return me, and the ribbon controller broken. He had written confirmation it was new. A buyer who wanted to sell a used guitar to the Guitar Center in Palm Beach was offered $550 for a setup he valued at $1,299. He could see the same system on the floor in worse condition. That is not a series of mistakes. That is a system working exactly as it was designed. When the fastest road to your own money runs through your bank because the store won't process the return cleanly, the store has already told you what it thinks of you. If you shop here, go in person, touch everything before money moves, and find the one floor staff member who actually knows guitars. They exist, they are just not the one who approaches you first. And that's the bottom of the list. 5 names betting you've got nowhere better to go. Here's the half that earns it. Write these down. Number 1. Sweetwater, Fort Wayne, Indiana. Sweetwater runs every guitar priced at $399 and above through a 55-point inspection before it ships. A documented evaluation by a trained technician, frets checked for level and condition, intonation verified, electronics tested through every output, finish examined, hardware assessed, nut slots confirmed, signed off with the technician's name included in the box alongside the instrument. Someone put their name on the condition of what you're about to play. That is a small thing. It is also the entire signal about what the store values. Sales engineers go through a 13-week internal training program before they talk to a customer. They are assigned to specific buyers and follow up after the purchase. One buyer ordered a set of strings, not a guitar, strings, and got a personal call the same day from a bassist who introduced himself as his contact, said to reach out anytime for anything, and meant it. The honest catch, the 55-point inspection is not a full setup. If you want specific action height or string gauge tuned to your playing style, that is an additional cost. And the campus is in Fort Wayne, Indiana, which means for most buyers this is an online relationship. But the inspection ensures the instrument is functional and factory fresh before it ships, which puts Sweetwater ahead of everything on the first half of this list without trying hard. Norman's Rare Guitars, Los Angeles. Norman Harris opened this store in Tarzana in 1975 with one purpose: to be the place where the correct answer to a question about a vintage guitar actually exists, not an approximation. The correct answer, from someone who has handled more vintage instruments than almost anyone alive. The inventory is cataloged with museum-level obsession. Staff identify production years from solder points. The video listings walk through every pickup position, every piece of case candy, every mark that affects value. Joe Bonamassa bought a 1958 Corina Flying V here. The honest catch: Norman's prices at the high end of fair market value. You are paying for certainty and 50 years of accumulated knowledge. For a vintage instrument above a certain price point, that certainty is worth every dollar. Number 3. Gruhn Guitars, Nashville. When dealers need to know what they actually have, they call Gruhns. When an instrument needs authentication that holds up to scrutiny, Gruhn Guitars is where it comes from. George Gruhn opened in 1970, and the store has been the authentication standard for the vintage market ever since. The staff across 25 employees have specializations that Gruhn himself describes as beyond his own, each person a category expert in their corner of the inventory. Currently in stock, approximately 475 acoustic guitars, 250 electric guitars, 100 banjos. The highest price ever paid for a single instrument in the shop was $575,000 for Maybelle Carter's Gibson L5, now on display at the Country Music Hall of Fame. Collectors fly to Nashville specifically for this store, not for the city, for the store. The honest catch: the pricing is honest rather than soft. You will not find an undervalued instrument here because nothing reaches the floor without being correctly identified. What you find is accurately priced and accurately described. Number 4. Chicago Music Exchange, Chicago. Operating since 1990 out of a 25,000 square foot showroom with a full in-house repair facility. Every used and vintage instrument is photographed completely, described by someone who played it, and listed with flaws in the second sentence, not the last sentence, the second one. A riff fret is a riff fret. A repaired crack is a repaired crack with photographs showing exactly where. Touring artists and collectors from outside the country make specific trips to this store. The honest catch: the vintage inventory moves fast. Set alerts and check back. The transparency that makes listings reliable also means informed buyers act on them quickly. Number 5. Elderly Instruments, Lansing, Michigan. Elderly has been operating since 1972 and consistently ranks among the best guitar stores in the country. The specialty is acoustic and vintage instruments. The depth of knowledge on staff matches that focus. This is not a store where someone steers you toward what's easiest to move. Someone will spend 30 minutes on the difference between two instruments and have a real reason for the preference. The honest catch: if you are primarily looking for electric guitars, the selection will not match Norman's or Chicago Music Exchange. If you want acoustic instruments and want to buy from people who actually know them, Elderly is the standard. 3 things before you go. 1. Before any purchase, ask who inspected the instrument and what that inspection covers. The answer tells you everything about the store's priorities. 2. When anything arrives, inspect it before you do anything else and open a return claim the same day if something is wrong. The worst stores on this list are counting on you to rationalize the flaw and absorb the cost. 3. Stop letting a recognizable name substitute for your own research. Every name on the worst half is recognizable. Recognition is not quality. Recognition is marketing that outlasted the thing it was marketing. The guitar store you settle for is the guitar store you get, and now you know which ones are asking you to settle.